Me now. Can you guys hear me now? Here we go. That was a rookie move, guys. I totally apologize on that. I'm going off, I'm ranting, I'm talking, and next thing you know it, I don't have my mic plugged in. I'm totally off on that one. My fault there. What time do we'll skip to? Starts at 1:45. Truly, I appreciate all of you tuning in. Let me know if there's still some mic issues. I do believe we have it all figured out here. Apologize for that. But for this video, we're going through PFL. Werdum versus Ferreira. This is the third PFL event of 2021. They're back in action. Disappointing news, which I was totally talking about with the mic unplugged, so I apologize. That was a bad moment there. Justin Willis is out, our dog pickup. If you guys watched the betting video, you know I was high on Justin Willis as a dog. He's out of the fight. It's so disappointing that he's out of this fight. I'm honestly pretty upset that he's off the card. He didn't pass, so it is what it is. The medicals didn't work for him. Now, our first fight of the night is a whole new fight entirely. I actually just got some time to tape study on these guys because I just saw that this was the new fight starting off the card. So we'll start it off with the first bout of the night. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. The goal for this video, I'm looking for 75 likes. I think that's pretty doable. The weigh-in recaps tend to get a good amount of views. We got images for all the weigh-ins. We're going to go through the face-offs. We'll talk about the size matches. Maybe some picks will be swayed. Maybe some will not. First one, though. Magomed Umalatov versus Kyron Bowen. So this is a short notice replacement fight. I don't believe it was originally scheduled because, I mean, it wasn't anywhere on the books. It wasn't on the book lines. It wasn't on the websites that cover all things MMA. This is a fight that they brought on that I guess was not originally scheduled. Magomed Umalatov, Kyron Bowen. So with Bowen, you got a guy who's a recent veteran of Dana White's Contender Series. Pretty tall at 6'3" for that welterweight division. Known for rangy kickboxing and decent range management as well. But I am not going to pick him against Magomed Umalatov here. This guy seems like a hot prospect. Welterweight. He's from Russia. I mean, you don't really want to pick against these undefeated Russians. You know, if they make it over to the States, if they get signed by these big American organizations, they're normally pretty damn good. From what I've seen of Umalatov, good kickboxing skills, has a lot of experience, has fought Roman Kopylov in like a straight kickboxing match, I believe. The guy's very capable standing up. Kyron Bowen at 6'3", definitely could pose some problems from the outside. Could maybe pose some problems with the takedown, but I don't think he's going to come through at a plus 450 dog. The matchmaking is definitely in favor of Umalatov here. I do think he goes out there and wins the fight. I mean, a finish, maybe, but I think with 6'3" Bowen, I could see this fight maybe going the distance here, but I still like Umalatov to win it. Late notice edition, guys. We didn't get to do as much deep diving studying as I would have liked to here. At the minus 700 ticket, he should be a good to go pick. And from what I've seen, does have the tools of a pretty decent fighter in the 170-pound division. And we'll see how far that he takes it. There's actually no face-off image either for this one. So this first fight of the night, late edition, didn't see a face-off. They did both make weight. That's pretty much all we have on the info there. But the pick is definitely going to be Umalatov in this one. And I think he'll probably do so either by a TKO or a unanimous decision. Now, the next fight of the night we know a lot about. We talked about it earlier on in the week. I have the image from the weigh-ins, which I would like to bring up. Let me quickly grab it real quick. I don't think the look of the fighters will necessarily sway the prediction. I think Kolesnyk should win the fight. It really, depends on has our girl Taylor gotten so much better over these long layoffs. I don't necessarily think she will have. I think that's unlikely. I think more likely you're going to see Kolesnyk work well from the outside. Good, decent kickboxing, pretty decent takedown defense. Has more of like a forward pressure heavy style. Throws some powerful punches in the hands. I mean, her game is good. She's also a southpaw, and she is aggressive. Definitely more of a boxing heavy attack. Look at her opponent, in Taylor Guardado. She actually had a 9-1 amateur record and fought Ronda Rousey as an amateur. Tends to be boxing heavy and also has a pretty square stance as well. I'm not going to bet on an 0-1 fighter. That is Taylor here. I prefer Kolesnyk, especially at the plus money. 2 inches taller. I mean, seeing them face off, they're both wearing shirts. There's not much that's going to change the pick here. I just think Kolesnyk is going to be able to edge her out here probably by a decision in this fight. And I do think we're going to see a victory for Helena Kolesnyk in this matchup here. I think she should do fairly good work. As a dog, she might be worth a little money down for the bet. Wait, what do you mean, Mr. Bryant? You were confused where the welterweights were? You mean like you're confused with the late notice edition or just the bout order of the match? Oh, I know exactly what you're saying because there's no other welter. You're totally right. No, you know what? I know exactly what you mean now. It's very weird. This is a welterweight fight. This is a mostly lightweight women and heavyweight men card, and then they threw in this bout. I guess this is probably a non-playoff fight. Maybe it's a late notice edition because it wasn't added to the card. It wasn't there all week. It must be a late notice edition. That would make the most sense. Now, the next fight is another fight with a replacement. This one being DeReese coming in for Justin Willis, our dog of the week. He's going to take on Denis Goltsov. Now, am I going to go tell everybody throw the house down on DeReese? I am absolutely not. He's no Justin Willis in this fight. I definitely don't feel the same about him as I did about Justin Willis. And let me look at the comments here. Yeah, so Czar says that Guardado's an extreme couture prospect. She definitely probably has some decent wrestling. Either girl is not the most confident bet of the week. You're betting on women's MMA, but also women's lightweight MMA, a division which is practically non-existent at the highest level until PFL. And also you're betting on girls with like 3 fights or less. Definitely not superb confident. And Taylor, if she really does have a pretty capable ground game, definitely could win this fight. But the time off, it's just not a bet that I really would like to throw down. But this fight with Denis Goltsov and DeReese. DeReese has a decent wrestling background, tends to be a pretty aggressive striker. I like DeReese's style. It's entertaining. He's a fun guy to watch. He's aggressive. And in the fight with him, it starts early and it starts intensely. Also, have to note, I mean, the guy fought and tried out for the Ultimate Fighter. He's been consistent in PFL. I mean, he didn't win all of his fights, but he won his first 2, and then he lost to Kevin Tiller in a big upset, and then he won a fight, and then he made it to the tournament, fought Jared Rochal, and lost that one. So, I mean, it's not like DeReese is a washover by any means, but coming in this fight at 257, I think he weighed around 240 for the last one. Short notice, taking on Denis Goltsov, 6'5" to 6 feet. Granted, the reach is only 2 inches. Doesn't matter what the reach says. The arm length will be longer for Goltsov. He'll be very good from the outside with his kickboxing. I think he's in a control here. I think DeReese will get desperate and start looking for takedowns. I think he'll open up and probably get knocked out or even potentially submitted, because I do think if a takedown that he shoots for failed attempt, you'll see Goltsov stuff the takedown, get on top position, and work towards submissions. He does have 10 of them on his resume. Goltsov is very well-versed and well-rounded here. We'll pull up the image from the weigh-ins here. Let's get this up here. I gotta be honest, seeing Willis taken off the card was like a deflation of my hype for this card. I was so disappointed, man. I was so pumped to bet him. But is what it is. We got DeReese instead. I'm not going to be throwing down on DeReese here. I think he's going to get worked by Denis Goltsov. His game is fun to watch and entertaining, but Goltsov is good. And I think that Goltsov is probably going to get a finish here. I like the inside the distance bet on this one for Denis Goltsov. As of right now, the odds are not listed on best fight odds, but I did see one thing I know for certain is that at one point, DeReese was a plus 200. So check out your bookies after this video, or if you want to look on your phone, if you're watching this on your computer, or vice versa as it's going on. I do think a bet on Goltsov, he's a lock here. He's not losing this fight. He's now going to be a nice parlay addition because we're going to throw Goltsov in there. With Willis, he was our dog of the week. We'll take the L on that one, and we'll move on, and we'll parlay up Goltsov because he's going to put work on DeReese. I don't see him losing this fight by any means here. Let's go to the next fight of the night, and I will quickly also check out some comments as I do so. I got to get myself a double monitor down the line, guys. That's one of the goals for the channel. All right, so the odds on that fights are, it's not 100% accurate, but I know it was at plus 200 for DeReese. Yo, I appreciate you, Chronic Chronic 6, man, I appreciate you, man. Call me the GOAT, man. You're a savage, Chronic 6. Shout out to you, man. But all right, so this fight here, I like this matchup, guys. I really do. Genah Fabian and Laura Sanchez. Okay, so Fabian listed at 6 feet. Sanchez listed at 6 feet. We're going to pull up the image from the weigh-ins because the heights have been wrong. I have people in the comments telling me she's only 5'9", and then you see PFL says that she's 6 foot. I have really nothing else to go on besides seeing a 6 foot girl that we know is 6 foot next to Genah Fabian, and let's see how she looks. She looks about 5'10". I would say maybe 5'9.5". She's probably not 6 foot. I'd say 5'10", realistically 5'10". So not a significant disadvantage. She has a 74-inch reach. So, I mean, yes, Sanchez's reach not available. You look at their arms next to one another. They seem similar length. Definitely going to play into the favor of Genah Fabian here. It's definitely going her way. 2-1 as a pro, but has good kickboxing experience. Professional record, 7-2, I believe. And, I mean, the striking is real. She has some power in the hands. She does have a southpaw stance that she normally fights out of, which is going to be tricky for her opponent to deal with. Kickboxing at a high level, she's going to have good hips. Her takedown defense has definitely looked solid from what I've seen of her and does have a lot of power in that straight left hand. You got Sanchez on the other hand, very tall at 6 feet, a rangy striker. She'll bring her hands out far. Doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the dynamic kickboxing skill set. It's just years of striking versus more, just an MMA base of striking. I'm going Genah Fabian. She's going to win this fight probably. Gets, I think, a TKO here in the second round, I'm leaning. And I think we're going to get Genah Fabian to win this one here. I think she's going to do money. Yeah, she's in great shape, too. And I don't think there's really any concern that Genah Fabian loses this fight, at least for me. I'm going to throw some money down on this one. And yo, Seaside, appreciate you, my brother. Hey, I'm glad you cashed on that 9-fight parlay. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'm playing some this week. Let's make some dinero. Let's have some fun, man. Best sport on the planet and the best sport to bet on if you get the right picks. And that's what we try to do here at MMA Experts. We give you the best picks possible. I study it. I review it multiple times. I sit there. I think about it. And we decide what looks like the winner of the fight, regardless of the odds. Obviously, sometimes if it's close, dog or pass it. But in this fight here, lock Genah Fabian on your parlays. She's going to beat up Laura Sanchez. I'll actually pull up best fight odds because I do want to check if any props have been released yet. Okay, so we do have props, but they're only for the main card. We'll talk about props on the main card. At least we have some props to look forward to because unfortunately not getting any for the prelims, I think, it's too easy to predict. They don't want to lose money, and they know with some good analysts out there, some money to be made. Cindy Dandois and Kaitlin Young. Okay, so if you guys watched the video early in the week, I am not impressed by Dandois' striking by any means. Like, really bad striking. Like, she just doesn't have good boxing skill. Her chin is way up in the air. Kaitlin Young, on the other hand, I'm not going to say that she's, going to be winning the tournament, but I have to give her due respect from what I've seen of her. Aggressive striker with definitely kickboxing skills, fast hands, and does throw some pretty good kicks from the outside. Dandois, as I mentioned, very awkward striker, but the grappling game is decent. 8 of her wins are by submission. From what I've seen, loves that headlock position to throw you, get in the side saddle position, and she can even look for submissions from there. Dandois does have 5 finishes by KO. She's not going to be able to get it done with the hands in this fight, I don't think. Unless Dandois is able to close distance consistently and get Young to the ground. I don't necessarily think she will. I think we're looking at a Young unanimous decision in this one at -155. I think she can do it. She should do it here. Look at the competition level too of Dandois. 0-1 fighter, 0-1, 0-0. She hasn't been fighting anybody with any experience. Kaitlin Young is going to win this fight, and she's going to do so by a dominant unanimous decision. Let me pull up the face-off for these two gals here. Dandois did look a bit intense at the face-off. She's got the cornrows in there, but shorter girl does have the reach advantage by 2 inches, but very thick frame, so it's not necessarily her arm length. It's just that she has broader shoulders. I think we're going to see Kaitlin Young work towards a unanimous decision in this fight, and I like the matchmaking on this one, to be honest. I think this is actually a pretty good matchup. All right. Ante, Delija, and Cappelozza. Bruno Henrique Cappelozza. These guys got into it at the face-off. Not like physically, like intense, but they were mean mugging at one another, and you can feel this is going to be a very good fight. Bruno Henrique Cappelozza is the style of kill or be killed. He's a knockout guy. All his wins are by knockout. He's been finished before, coming off a first-round knockout loss to Yuri Prochazka almost 3 years ago. But Yuri Prochazka has turned out to be a hell of an animal. You got Ante Delija on the other side. Very good fighter overall. He's got nice wrestling. He's able to be dominant when he's in the top position. He's a big boy, and he's got very good top control. He'll unload very ferocious ground and pound. And on the feet, I mean, the guy is a good striker. He has power in the hands, and he likes the straight punches to close distance, which is very effective being 6'5". I feel like definitely got to lean Ante Delija here. Yes, his opponent, Bruno Henrique Cappelozza, is a knockout artist, does have a Thai style of striking, and he is athletic and very aggressive. I don't necessarily think he's going to win here against Ante Delija. I think Delija will potentially put him on his back, work towards some ground and pound or a submission. At 6'5", 79-inch reach, he's the bigger guy. As far as the weight goes, actually, Delija didn't come in too heavy. Is that accurate? I don't know if that's accurate weigh-ins. I have the weights written down just in case this came up, because I knew last week we had some bad weights. Yes, it is. Wow. Delija's 233. Let's pull up the weigh-in image. I'm thinking like he had a shirt on, so it's not coming to me. How lean did he look? No, take that back. He actually looked pretty shredded out. We have it right here. He didn't have a shirt on. He's in incredible shape, as is his opponent. It's just Delija is more well-rounded, and the well-rounded fighter is going to be my prediction here. But his opponent is a tank. His arms are jacked. He's straight power. That's his style, is raw power, knockouts, and he wants to strike. But Delija is probably going to put him on his back and work towards some grappling. Yo, Max Brandt, I appreciate you, man. You're a good guy, bro. I appreciate that support. We're going to keep grinding here over at MMA Experts. I hope you guys all enjoy. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you have not already. Looking for 75 likes on this video. I absolutely believe we can do so. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, subscribe. If you love MMA, you got to subscribe here at MMA Experts. We keep it locked in. And for Rami, I definitely am confident in Usman, and seeing him at the weigh-ins makes me more confident. But we will talk about some X factors, which could potentially be dangerous. But we'll talk about that when we get to the Usman fight momentarily. Delija, he's going to work Bruno Henrique Cappelozza here. There's a level difference of skill set, and Delija is at a competitive level. Like, I think this guy could compete for the belt in the tournament. Henrique cannot. He won't. All right, let's go to the next fight of the night. How are we already 6 fights in? I feel like we've flown through this card. That's crazy. We're already at the main card? Wow, we're already here. Okay, so we get to the main card. This is the first fight of the main card, so you know what you guys got to do. Smash the likes if you have not already. Let's get that algorithm pumping. We'll get people joining in, and then more people will be seeing it. Whether you're watching on replay or you're watching live, smash the like buttons, and I appreciate all of you for tuning in here at MMA Experts for this weigh-in recap, predictions, and full card betting preview. Larissa, Pacheco, and Julija Pajić. We have the image from the weigh-ins here, but I do want to just make sure. Okay, so we have prop bets for these 4. Fortunately, don't have them for that undercard. I would have said to throw down a couple props because there's good money to be made on props, but they know, the bookies know, and they don't want to put it on that undercard because there's some predictable outcomes there. Yeah, Usman did look very short. That's the one thing. And again, I got to thank you, Max Brandt, for that donation, man. We sincerely appreciate that, man. It's just, we're very grateful, man. Thank you. So shout out, Max Brandt. You're a great dude. All right, Larissa, Pacheco, and Julija Pajić. Let me pull up the image from the weigh-ins because that's the first thing I do want to talk about. Definitely have Julija. I mean, she's good looking. She has the look, that is sellable, but goddamn, they're not doing her any favors for her fourth pro fight. She's fighting a girl that went to decision with Kayla Harrison twice. Who goes to decision with Kayla Harrison? Only this girl here. And I think the matchup is not going to be easy for the young 3-0 fighter. Let's pull up some notes that I have written down here I want to talk about. All right. So with Julija, from what I've seen is, pretty decent Thai style striking. She seems very confident normally at the weigh-ins. I saw her weighing in against somebody else, and I believe it was a viral video, and she looked confident and had that arrogance. She doesn't have that same confidence here with Larissa Pacheco. Pacheco's a pretty decent striker, does mix it up well with the hands and the legs, and you know what? Chains the wrestling in really nicely as well. When she gets on top, her control is excellent, and she has 8 wins by submission. Let's be honest. Level difference here. You have a girl who's fought Kayla Harrison numerous times. She doesn't look in the best shape. The gut is there, but at the end of the day, this is not fitness. This is fighting. And even her opponent, Julija, being listed at 6 feet, doesn't look 6 feet in my opinion. Looks 5'10", maybe 5'9.5". I'm going to pick Pacheco to win this fight. I think she gets the submission in 2 rounds. I think it could be 1 round. I feel like you're going to see a dominant performance by Pacheco in this fight. Yeah, Pacheco is scary to look at. Like, she's a fighter. She definitely can fight. And she fights at a fairly high level, too. I like Larissa Pacheco to win this one. I think that she's going to be probably fighting Kayla Harrison again sometime this year for a 3rd time around. Let's see if she can make it 3 rounds once again, because Kayla's getting better. But Pacheco, got to give her some due respect. She's pretty good. She's a durable girl, and she's tough. Now, let's check out the props that we can do for this one. All right. If we can find them. Here it is. Larissa Pacheco. What props? If you guys have some props you want me to pull up, let me know in the live chat, and I'll talk about them. I'm just going to quickly go to the one that I'm thinking off the top of my head here. Pacheco by submission at plus 225. I think she can get a submission, but I do understand a bit of worry there, because what if she was not to win that fight by a submission? But the inside the distance is not all that great at minus 115. You're better off picking it at plus 225 or sprinkling both. Pacheco by a TKO plus 300. I see Pacheco winning this fight, unless Pajić really is a young monster with just 3 fights and can really put it on a girl with Pacheco's level of experience. I don't see it. The more vast experience and the higher level game plan should win Pacheco. Pacheco definitely looks confident. She's a girl that she knows that she can fight. And Max Brandt, bro, I appreciate you again, man. We're going to keep working every day here at MMA Experts, man. We love posting, love live streaming with you guys. We'll be going live for PFL tomorrow if you guys are interested. We're going to be doing a live stream as well for Bellator and then UFC. We're going live for everything. I'll try to cover as much as the card as I possibly can. Honestly, I love doing the play-by-plays, and I know you guys probably, if you're interested, will tune in, and it'll be a lot of fun. Watch the fights and stuff. What was I gonna bring up? Because there's one more thing I think I wanted to say about this fight. Oh, okay. The under. The under is just not really worth it at the minus money. Fight goes the distance, is not expected to at plus 150. I like Pacheco by submission if you're looking for a prop bet at plus 225. If you want to just put Pacheco in your parlay straight up, that's fine. You don't have to go too crazy. I would not recommend the round bet, but if you wanted to do a round, do I want to give her time and say Pacheco wins in the second, or do I think she wins in the first at plus 325, plus 400? It's one of those two. I personally prefer the submission method, but if you're feeling the round, it's first or second is what I see her probably getting it done in. All right, let me eliminate this image here. When I was doing the odds, did I have the weigh-in image up the whole time? I apologize about that, guys. But all right, we're going to the next fight of the night. Mohammed Usman and Brandon Sayles. This is the brother of Kamaru Usman, the maybe pound for pound #1 fighter in the world right now, according to Dana White, at least, according to a lot of people. He's looking very good, but his brother, does he have the same skill set? So from what I've seen of Mohammed Usman, he's obviously not Kamaru, but he definitely is a decent martial artist. I would say he's a developing striker. He is a bit wild from what I've seen, but his wrestling is pretty decent. He does have good control from the top position, and his ground and pound is very solid. I would call him a raw talent with upside of your brother being a world champion. And I mean, you're getting to train alongside some of the best. So I do think he's going to improve at a fast rate. His opponent, Brandon Sayles, decent striker. Definitely is an aggressive style, but at 40 years old, will he win here? Let's pull this up. I want to pull up the weigh-in image so you guys can see how this man looks that's fighting against Mohammed Usman, to see if you guys are feeling the confidence in him. I will give note here. Look how big this guy is. He's big. Like, Brandon Sayles is very big. I don't think Usman's team would necessarily put him in a fight they don't think he could win. I feel like they know that he has the skill set to put this guy on his back. I think you're going to see takedowns. I think you're going to see control. And for me, I am still going to be riding with Mohammed Usman. I think that he's a solid pick. I think that he's going to do very good work once he gets in the top position. And I don't think Brandon Sayles is all that extremely high level, to be 100% honest. He's decent enough, but I don't think he's going to go out there and beat Usman. Let me quickly look. He's a plus 315 to minus 380, 5-1. Let me pull this up. How long ago was his last fight? 3 years ago. You got Usman, who fought how long ago? 8 months ago. Before that, a year and 4 months. A lot more consistent. You have a guy who hasn't been fighting. I don't know if Usman and him, I mean, what? He lost to Dante Mays 3 years ago. He hasn't fought since before then. He doesn't fight often. He did only lose a decision to Chase Gormley 9 years ago. So the guy is just not a consistent mixed martial artist. I got to go with Usman. Probably a ground and pound TKO or potentially a submission. Could see him grinding out a decision because he did fight to a decision with, what's the opponent here? Terrence Hodges, who was 2-6. Granted, Hodges did have good striking. He was a kickboxer. Still, 2-6 record. Win by decision. Not the most pretty. I think potentially a decision here. But Mohammed Usman, he's going to win this matchup. But the opponent is a big boy. And we have to acknowledge that he is extraordinarily big. Like, that's a fight. At 264 pounds, Usman 239. He's going to have the speed advantage. I do think he'll eventually put Brandon Sayles on his back, but he needs to be cautious, at least in the first 3 minutes of the fight. Because a guy at 265, 6'5", one big shot can put anybody out. Doesn't matter. He's huge. But I still think Usman's going to get us the W. We'll check out some prop bets here. I would say be a little more cautious with Usman because he's a lesser experienced guy. This fight is expected to be under a round and a half. I think it could go over the round and a half here. That's not a terrible bet at plus 145. Usman by TKO minus 165. I don't like it. Submission plus 900. I mean, he could maybe potentially sink in a submission. It's definitely possible. Usman to win by a decision is plus 520. So it's not expected to go to the scorecards here. They're thinking TKO. A lot of people are. It's probably going to be a ground and pound TKO. But we have to acknowledge Sayles could be more game than people are giving him credit for. I like Usman as a parlay. I like Usman to win. Don't necessarily love the Usman prop because he just is not experienced enough for me to feel that confidence. Like I could throw the money down and you know what he's definitely going to do. He hasn't been fighting at a high level really ever and still not this fight either. But it's a step in the right direction and he's moving forward. He's fighting in PFL now, and this is a serious tournament. He's going to have to step it up as far as competition goes. So let's see if he's champion caliber. But now we have arrived at the co-main event. Before I get into it, I will double check on that live chat. Also want you guys to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you for tuning in consistently. We love you guys. Rami, I got to give you a shout out as well, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Rami, man. He runs his own page as well, man. I definitely shout out your page, man. Is it your Rami page you're posting on that, man? Definitely shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you, man. So safest parlay for the entire weekend. You know what? Let me see here. I have it written down. I'll open up notes, man. You're a donator. You're getting priority here. I got you, my guy. I wrote it down on, I believe, the UFC Vegas 25 card. Where is it here? Anything else, open best fight odds, and it will come to me as I start looking. And you looking to cross play them, or are you just looking for the parlay for the UFC event? Let's see. Rono, here we go. I got it. All right, so some strong confidence plays that I think have a lot of value that I think can deliver. Let's quickly pull up best fight odds. Rami MMA Locks on Instagram. Yo, Rami's MMA Locks on Instagram. It's Rami's with the S, MMA Locks on Instagram. Give my guy a follow. Appreciate you, Rami, supporting the channel, man. Much love. You're fantastic. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Smash that like button and subscribe. Keep it locked in, MMA experts. We're grinding here. We're covering all things MMA, all the organizations. And if you haven't yet, smash the likes because the goal on this video, 75 likes. All right, you're looking for a crossplay, Rami? All right, we'll get into it right now. We're going to do something for our boy Rami with the donation here. He's a good man supporting the channel. Got to give him the love. So there's definitely a lot of safe plays on the PFL. What are you looking to do as far as the bet here? Do you want to throw down 3-fight parlay, you said? Or you want to throw down a 5-fight? Because I have some crazy ones. If you want me to, I have them saved right here. I'll tell you some of the wild ones that I have written down. If we're looking for some strong confidence parlays and you're really trying to play and you're trying to make maximal profit and you're not super concerned. So a cross play that I really like, or actually no, this was just straight PFL action. Hold on. So whatever you feel is safe. All right, I'm gonna give you a safe parlay. All right. So a parlay that I like that's straight UFC, Carlston Harris, he's a really good wrestler. He's fighting a primary striker in Christian Aguilera. Have to ride with Carlston Harris there. He's going to win that fight. So you can put him on the parlay. We'll pull it up on best fight odds as I do it here. So we'll bring in UFC. Where's this UFC event? All right, all right. Where is it? Where is it? Carlston Harris at minus 150. You put him there at minus 150. You got to pull up our boy Gregor Gillespie. Where's he at? Here we go. Plus 159. And now I'm going to parlay him up with Michael Venom Page at minus 280 at plus 251. I really like this bet. And you're also going to throw Delija on there because he's an absolute lock. I don't really see him losing the fight. So if you're looking for the safest parlay of the week, that's cross promotion that I personally will tell you. At plus 309, you got minus 155 for Harris. You got minus 175 Gillespie. You got Michael Page at minus 280 and minus 600 for Ante Delija. So overall, there's definitely some solid plays here that you can do with that one. 3 legs max. Okay, so if you're looking for a 3-leg max, you can take off Ante Delija because honestly, I believe our guys are going to cash at the plus 251. I like Carlston Harris, Gregor Gillespie, and Michael Venom Page to win the fight. If you don't have that same confidence on Carlston Harris and you want to take him off, I'll lean you in a different direction, but you're not going to have as much upside of profit. Because I mean Harris, he's a newer fighter, so I'd understand the worry, but this guy has beaten some good names outside the UFC. But just in case you're a little bit more worried, I am gonna add you this name here. I'm gonna lean you towards maybe Johnny Eblen at plus 165. The odds are not terrible. You want to do 3 legs, so I don't want to throw too many crazy things. I like Stotts a lot, brings you to plus 215. So however you're feeling, take out Delija if you're just looking for the 3. But I think that the few that we just listed are very winnable for us. And dude, I really got to say we appreciate that donation, man. Keep asking questions in the comments. I definitely got you. I'm going to quickly get back to what we're going over here. But at the end, if you want to talk more, we definitely can add some extra time on the end of the live stream and talk some more crossplay bets. But let's talk about this Kayla Harrison fight versus Marina Morais here. Good matchup because Morais can fight. She's legit. She won a tournament to get into this tournament. Like, she's a girl she's coming in to win. She's not coming to lose. And I like her mindset. She was very intense at the face-offs. She's a Thai-style striker and likes to throw massive punches. And she likes to get into a firefight at times, too. Like, she's willing to bite down and exchange. Only knocked out 1 time, but 4 of her losses are by submission, which is concerning. You got Harrison, who's a southpaw, who likes to mix the stances up. Striking has improved a lot over the years. She really likes to set up the overhands and has really good movement, too. Her judo, obviously, is excellent. Extremely effective in the clinch. Her throws and trips, I mean, it's a judo background. They're going to be phenomenal. She's ferocious when on top. I mean, her ground and pound really damages girls' faces. Now, I think that she could win by TKO, but her opponent having losses by submission makes me want to play a little bit with a Harrison submission if the odds are not terrible. Right now, Harrison to win by submission is plus 125. Now, she could get the TKO. It's plus 115, so maybe sprinkle both. But I think Harrison getting the finish is very likely here against her opponent, Marina, who undersized at 5'4". We'll pull up the weigh-in image, and you guys can get a feel. There's definitely a size difference, and I feel like Kayla Harrison, as far as being outside of the UFC, I mean, she's probably at least top 3 women outside the UFC. She might be the one. She's bigger. She's thicker. Look at her back. Look at her arms. She's jacked. Kayla Harrison is a monster, and she's going to bulldoze her opponent. And that's why I have so much confidence in Larissa Pacheco, because she went the distance with this animal. This girl is a monster. Let me quickly get a drink break over here for a second. I got to say, Kayla Harrison, definitely lock. The odds are super widespread to bet her straight up. You can throw her on a parlay, but I don't necessarily think with the minus 3,000, you're going to get much. Prop better. Throw her for a submission or by knockout. I think one of the two will deliver most definitely. I think she's getting a finish. Let's actually double check the inside the distance bet, because I want to see if it's possible here. Chronic, to answer your question, I'm going to be honest. The low-level women's MMA girls on the parlays, Don't love it. Do not love it. Especially here. I mean, Fabian, I do have a lot of confidence in because the kickboxing background, but with Young, I don't love it as much. Kolesnyk and Guardado, I don't love it as much because yeah, no, I was very disappointed last week too because I had high expectations for her, but that's the fight game and whatever that was. All right, let's see. Harrison wins inside the distance minus 505. It's not worth it. Proper up by knockout or submission if you're looking for props, if you're looking to throw on Harrison, because at that minus 3,000, minus 2,000, there's really shit money to be made. But we've arrived to the main event. The main event of the evening is an exciting one. Fabrício Werdum, Renan Ferreira. We'll talk about that momentarily. I do want to answer some of you guys inside of the live chat. Yeah, Harrison is so jacked. She's too big. She's way too big, man. I just think that she's going to destroy this girl she's fighting against. What about the under 1.5? Let me pull that up for you, man. I will grab that under 1.5 right now, and let's look at that. Under 1.5 at plus 185. Okay. You know what? We're going to go back to the Harrison fight just for a moment because I want to give you my most accurate pick. Let me see how she's been finishing these fights. Submission. I got to see the round. Because this is going to be a stat game right here. Round 2, round 1, round 1, round 1, round 3. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is there's possibility it's 1.5 or less, but I wouldn't be superbly shocked if it just went a bit over. So that's why I'm a little less confident in that one. It should, and it could, and it may, very well may be, but just be wary there because it could go a bit longer. I don't think it goes to the decision, but I still think maybe. Fight starts round 2 plus 120. Fight starts round 3 plus 250. I don't necessarily think it goes 3. I mean, that 1.5 is going to bring you mad close because I think second round stoppage is highly likely. It's just a matter, is it before that 2.5 minute mark or after, which could absolutely screw you in the long run. But if you want to play it, you definitely could succeed. And I might sprinkle a little something down on it too. Yeah, over 1.5 is big money. It's not expected to go over 1.5 by any means. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a murder on PFL tomorrow. You like the over 1.5 plus 200? You know what? I would rather probably lean you towards the over just in case. I mean, I think you can deliver on it. I think you're going to get it. But all right, guys, we've arrived at the main event. If you're tuning in, smash the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you guys keep it locked in here at MMA Experts. The goal on this video, 75 likes. Very possible. We're going to achieve it. So smash that like button, whether you're watching live or on replay. Show some love. Smash the likes. It helps us out. Boosts the algorithm, gets the video out to more people, and allows us to create better and better content. Give you guys the best predictions possible, which is the goal here. The best picks possible. Fabrício Werdum, Renan Ferreira. They switched something around. 6'10" was Renan Ferreira earlier this week. Now he's 6'8". He's definitely not 6'10". When I saw him next to Fabrício, I was relieved a bit because now he's only 6'8". Now this gives me even more confidence in Fabrício Werdum. Obviously, the lines seem to reflect that a bit. Let's pull up the image from the weigh-ins. We know what we get from Fabrício Werdum. He's a master of submission. The guy has decent Muay Thai skills. I would say not decent. Decent is an understatement. Good Muay Thai skills. He can strike at a solid level. Has been knocked out a couple of times, but normally against very high-level strikers. I'll be honest, Renan Ferreira doesn't look taller than 6'7". Fabricio's 6'4". He looks maybe like 6'6.5". I do not believe he's 6'8". That's a mismark. 85-inch reach, probably not even true. I believe now, after seeing Fabrício, after seeing Renan, I feel like Fabricio's going to manhandle this guy. He's going to get him to the ground. He's going to tap him out. Unless this kid is the next big thing, unless he's a hot prospect, I don't see him beating a guy with the grappling pedigree of Fabrício Werdum. He's not 6'10", which gave me more confidence in Fabrício. He does have good striking. His kickboxing is good, and if Fabrício strikes with him, he could very well get caught. But I think Fabricio's going to look to clinch up, look to get this fight to the ground, and when he does get the fight to the ground, Fabricio's going to tap him out. I think first round submission is very possible, maybe second, but Fabrício winning the fight. There's obviously possibility of an upset with any of these guys that are lesser known, that definitely looking for a huge opportunity, but I think Fabricio's good to go. He didn't take his shirt off. We didn't see how the physique looked, but I guarantee you he's going to be in better shape than the last time we saw him in the UFC. Definitely better than what we saw against Kolesnyk. I like Fabrício if he can get inside, get the fight to the ground. I believe he will. His opponent does have good kickboxing, and he's very fast for a guy 6'8". He's not 6'10", which gives me more confidence in Fabrício. Taller guys have stopped Fabrício before. I mean, you look back. Volkov beat him in 4 rounds, but this is a 3-round fight, and this is a guy with not nearly the MMA level of experience, not nearly the skill set. My opinion, Fabrício Werdum submission, it's an odds game, and the odds are definitely strongly in Fabricio's favor. They definitely overstated his height way too much here. I was honestly a little bit annoyed. I said, "What's 6'10"? I'm like, this guy's a freak. I'm thinking this guy could beat him, but no. Now it's definitely swayed me to Fabrício winning this fight. So let's check out Werdum wins by submission. Plus 100. So he's expected to get the sub here. If Ferreira got a submission, it would be plus 2,500. Werdum wins by TKO plus 600. Fight over 1.5 is plus 125. Let's see. Werdum wins in the first round is plus 165. I think it's possible. In the second round is plus 400. Less expected to go late here. They're thinking first round submission Werdum. I definitely think that's what the bookies are thinking. They're thinking Verdum's going to get the submission. I do believe he's going to get the submission in probably the first or second round. If it goes longer, maybe. I don't believe live betting's available on PFL. If it is, definitely throw some live bets down, depending on how long it goes. But I like Fabrício. I like him winning this fight by submission in a round and a half or less. Definitely the under 1.5 is minus 155, which isn't great. I don't really want to bet the over. So personally, I like Werdum by submission or Werdum in the first round. If you're looking for a prop bet, definitely more of a parlay pickup Werdum, or you can straight bet him at the minus 235. It's not a disgusting price tag if you're looking to throw some cash down and make a little dinero back at you. Fabrício Werdum versus Renan Ferreira, 6'8", not 6'10". They got to get that right, because they had me all week freaking out. I said, man, Fabricio's fighting a giant of a man, and instead he's fighting a guy with decent size, but not 6'10". That's a serious difference. He looks 6'7". He's probably not even 6'7". He's 6'6.5", and Fabrício Werdum is gonna get a hold of this guy, and he's gonna get him down. You can't get props on PFL, dude. Some of the sites don't have props on PFL, unfortunately. Disappointingly. Let me see where these props are coming from. So, of course, BetOnline has props. Honestly, I gotta give one respect to BetOnline. They're consistently delivering like every prop that's available for fights. So, at the end of the day, BetOnline might be a good addition if you guys are looking to really bet on a lot of organizations. You're looking at cross-play and whatnot. Definitely BetOnline is a good site to do. Overall, the cards are looking pretty good. We're not done with the live stream just yet. We got some more to talk about. I want to talk about just purely betting. But I like the card from top to bottom. I think we got some fun fights. We got some late additions. Unfortunately, our dog of the week is gone in Justin Willis. That disappoints me, but that is the fight game, and it is what it is. Let's talk about some parlays, and I will also be answering the live chat as well. So if you guys got questions, let me know in the live chat. Let me know anything you guys want to know about these fights, anything you guys are thinking that's going to go down in these fights. Maybe you guys have some different picks than me. Let me know in the live chat whether you agree or disagree, and we'll talk about some props after I get a sip of this drink right here. He's definitely a big boy, Renan Ferreira. He is, but I don't think he beats a guy like Fabrício Werdum. There's legendary status on the line. Werdum is he's on another level at this point. But guys, before we start the betting breakdown, smash the like button. We're sitting at 20 likes right now. If you're watching live, if you're watching a replay, who knows? Hopefully we're already destroying 75. Smash that like button. With you guys in here, 36 of you in here, we can at least get it up to 25, 30. Come on now, guys. Smash the likes and help us out. I appreciate you guys. Is BetOnline available in Canada? Honestly, I believe it is. If you're betting with cryptocurrency, you should be able to bet anywhere in the world. I'm looking this up right now for you. Is it available in Canada? We're going to find out. Online racebook. Canadian clients receive a bonus. Yeah. They have to have a government-issued gambling license, which I believe they do. So if they have a government-issued gambling license, they're all set. And I BetOnline definitely does. Yeah, you can bet on BetOnline in Canada. At least from what I'm seeing, you can bet on there, unless there's something else. But it seems as though BetOnline is available to Canadians as well. But let's pull up the betting breakdown here. Let's talk about the bets of the night, some parlays. Unfortunately, again, I'm really disappointed. The Willis fight is off at that plus money. He had some juicy plus money. We were going to deliver. He was going to beat Denis Goltsov. But unfortunately, Goltsov has a new opponent. He's going to win that fight too. It's not listed here, but I would say Goltsov might be sitting around similar odds. He might be a little bit more wide, especially now with money coming down. You might find him by tomorrow sitting around like minus 400-ish. But I do think he's still a decent parlay addition. But we're going to talk about some parlays that we can play, whether safe, whether risky. We're going to look at a wide variety of them. So I like Ante Delija. I think he's definitely one of the locks of the week. I do think we're going to see a victory for Genah Fabian, a female that I feel confident in, and I feel confident to throw down on. Now, does Larissa Pacheco beat Julija Pajić? She really should. And I honestly feel confident to bet on her because of the mismatch. I feel like if it wasn't a mismatch, this women's MMA bets I wouldn't be throwing down like this. So let's say we're confidently betting on these fights, and women's MMA has kicked us in the ass before, but it has delivered too. It's come through, so I can't hate on women's MMA. And it's great action. I love covering it, and I love watching it. But the bets definitely sometimes can bite you in the ass. Mohammed Usman, is he worth throwing down on? My fear with Usman is definitely going to be what if? What ifs? Does he get caught? Does he get tired? How does he react to being on the biggest stage now? He's never really been fighting like this, like high-level leagues. He's been fighting, at smaller organizations, but now he's fighting at PFL, which is premier fighting. It's top line. I mean, it's not the UFC, it's not even Bellator, but it's still nationally recognized MMA with, talent from around the world and $1 million on the line at the end. I'm still going to put Usman down because his brother's a champion. That gives me more confidence in him. What do I want to play with besides this? So we got Delija, Fabian, Larissa Pacheco, and Mohammed Usman. And if we add Fabrício, we're at plus 307. That's a risky 5-fight parlay. Honestly, I'll probably throw a little something at it, but at the plus money of just 300, I really don't love the bet, but I still am going to play it. You're thinking about parlaying Canelo and Gillespie, I think that's a great pick. I think that Canelo's going to work Billy Joe Saunders tomorrow. No matter Tyson Fury, I love Tyson. Tyson Fury is one of my favorite fighters. But come on now, guys. Canelo Alvarez is the man. He's going to win the fight. So yeah, I think betting on Canelo and Gregor is a good parlay. Yeah, honestly, Chronic, I trust me, but honestly, I still can't trust the ladies 100% because sometimes there's things that happen that are just unfortunate in fighting, and women's MMA is just so crazy. I think Gillespie and Canelo, yeah, I think you can parlay that up, Rami. I think that's a pretty good pickup. Right now, this parlay, I'm confident on, but I just don't love that I'm betting on 5 fighters and getting plus 300, which makes me want to play a little more risky. And for you risk takers out there that are here for risk, that are not necessarily worried, and a little bit on the ballsy side, plus 471 if you got Werdum by submission. I think it's very possible. Werdum pulls this off by submission. If you're like, no, there's no props for Delija, because I was going to say Delija winning inside the distance was going to be another lock, but unfortunately not available. Do I want to throw Usman inside the distance? I do not. I don't have the faith in a guy with, lesser experience. I think Werdum by submission is possible. Usman at minus 380, Pacheco minus 45, Fabian minus 165, and then minus 600 for Ante Delija. But now you're like, man, where the dogs at? It's all favorites. Well, our dog of the week got fucked, and it is what it is. It was Justin Willis. So I'm not super high on any of the other dogs. Of course, I believe there's possibility that Kolesnyk comes through for us, but do I want to throw the house down at a plus 115? No, I might small play it. At plus 150, I might bet it straight, or I maybe double it up right here with Delija, but that doesn't even bring me anything that I'm looking for. Honestly, smarter decision. If Goltsov opens up, if you find Goltsov, honestly, let me look up if Goltsov's available. I'll see if they got the Goltsov odds here. He's going to dominate DeReese. That's a lock. Put Goltsov on your parlay. All right, I'm not finding the odds here. Who knows when the odds will be delivered, but I saw that PFL said that they were released around plus something. I'd probably have to double check on my bookie to see if they have it. What do I think about Peter Quilley? Ooh, that's a good question. I think Peter Quilley's live, guys. I think Patricky, I don't think he's shot, but I think that he might be on his way out. And a fighter on his way out, not looking great. I don't know. I think that we might see Peter Queally win that fight by a decision. I only mass. I like that parlay. Young, Fabian, Delija, Usman, Stotts, MVP, and Tafan. Let me actually. I'm about to pull up. What's the plus money on that for you? Because that's good money right there. I think that's a lock. Dude, Harrison is a lock on the tournament, Scrappy Coco. That's an absolute lock. You see minus 275 on DK Sportsbook for Goltsov? Okay. Minus 275, parlay him up, guys. He's a lock. He's not losing to DeReese. DeReese has lost the shit competition, and in this taking on short notice, he's gonna lose. He's getting a good paycheck, and he's getting himself in the tournament because I don't think he was actually gonna be in the tournament. So he knows he has to take this fight, to get himself the big opportunities. But he ain't fight. No way. No way he wins that fight. But yeah, more questions. I'll keep answering. I do want to play with a potential cross parlay because this is going to be the last day that we can parlay up Bellator as well. So if you are looking to do some cross plays, I'll do a little more talk on the betting breakdown here. We'll cross play some things. Who do I want to throw down? Who am I feeling like I want to lock? I want to lock on Ante Delija at minus 275. Supposedly they had Goltsov. I will play with that. Usman, though, for now, I'll put him in there, but realistically, I'd switch it with Goltsov. Minus 211 here. Tomorrow, I already got Paige for an absolute lock. I think that we're going to see... Oh, guys, another dog of the week. You'll tune in tomorrow to the Bellator weigh-in recap, but Carvalho's another very good dog pickup as well. I think that we could put down... Pacheco Mix has gotten way too widespread. If you would have got him earlier in the week, we would have had good money on him. But man, the odds have spread out. You can put Stotts. I think he beats Josh Hill. And then if you're looking for some risk, you put Dawkins for the plus 422. Decent money, not fantastic, but decent money. I don't think necessarily bet on Cowboy. The Cowboy lines have spread. I'm not saying that Morono has a chance there, but he definitely... I mean, you know what? Take that back. I'm not saying Morono doesn't have a chance because he does have a legit chance. Cowboy, even though I picked him, the fight game is crazy, and especially when you have Cowboy, a guy that hasn't looked great as of late, I can't feel the confidence in him. All right, so if you put Delija, Usman, Paige, Stotts, and Gregor Gillespie on a parlay, which is it's going to hit, guys, you're looking at plus 364. I think that's very good. If you're not feeling Rafael Stotts, some people are not, I would push you in the direction maybe of Rumble, but Rumble is not going to bring you the same amount of dinero back your way. I would maybe push you towards bringing in somebody from PFL. I mean, Fabrício, maybe. He should win now, especially seeing his opponent face to face with one another. He's not 6'10". Fabrício Werdum should really win that fight. Plus 348. There's money to be made on this one here. Just unfortunately that we lost our dogs, man. But that's the fight game. Some things are wild. Let me check the comments here momentarily. You got Werdum sub, Harrison sub, and Pacheco sub. That's a lot of plus money. Plus 1,178. That's big money. Martial arts fan, I did have Willis, but Willis is off the card, man. We lost Willis. We lost our dog who was going to come out and get a big win. But unfortunately, he didn't pass medicals. So he's off the card. It sucks, honestly, because I was actually really looking forward to seeing Willis in this fight. It was this new matchup. I mean, if you look at DeReese, he fought on The Ultimate Fighter. He's fought in the PFL before, but he's taking the fight on short notice against Goltsov. He's not going to win it. He lost recently to Jared Rosholt. Rosholt is okay, but he's not the most high-level guy. He's not the best fighter on the planet by any means. He's a decent fighter in his own right. But he isn't all that. He's not a wild man. He's not the most high level from what I've seen from some of the guys. Not signing off just yet, guys. Probably in the next few minutes. So let me know in the live chat. I will quickly play one more parlay that I am interested in trying out. I'm going to call this higher risk, higher reward parlay. If you're looking to parlay up Bellator, you could go Carvalho. And you could bring Carvalho with Usman, Delija at plus 291. I think very likely that this delivers, but I get it if people are nervous for betting a dog in Carvalho, but he just has so many physical attributes over his opponent. Plus 457 rather if you get Werdum in there. And as I said, I want Goltsov. He's at like minus 275 right now, and there's nobody that's relatively close to that besides Werdum. So if you switch Werdum with Goltsov, it's going to look similar. It's going to be plus 400 money. I think we can hit on that for sure. If you're looking for a 5-fight and you're looking to cross-play it all, I'm also going to add you in with Gregor Gillespie because I think he's going to deliver. Plus 775 if Carvalho, Usman, Delija, Werdum, and Gillespie. At this point, Carvalho is now the dog of the week. I think he's going to beat Lorenz Larkin. I mean, you look at Larkin, middleweight division, the guy is not nearly as good as he is at welterweight. He lost a lot of fights in the UFC at middleweight, got knocked out at middleweight, struggles with the bigger guys, most definitely. We're going to see him struggle in that fight. Your locks tomorrow, Usman, Mix, and Storley, Usman, Harrison, and Pacheco. Those are all locks. Those are good picks. I like them. Delija, Pacheco, Usman, Fabian, and Werdum. I like it too. There's good money at that. You're going to deliver. You're going to hit hard on that Max Brandt. Yeah, Willis is out, man. So disappointing. Oh, you can only do a 1-card parlay for PFL? Okay, if you're not looking to switch bookies and make something new, I feel like if you're looking for like the safest parlay up, I think you could realistically, for Doom, you could throw Pacheco, Delija, Usman, and then when Goltsov comes out, add him to the parlay. It's not going to be minus 302. It's going to be more like having double up on Werdum. So we'll just do Werdum twice at minus 275 to give us an idea. Plus 246. I think that's going to hit big and definitely deliver if you are also feeling some confidence in Fabian. She's another good pickup, and at plus 455, we could get good money. That would be with Werdum, Pacheco, Delija, Usman, Goltsov, even though he's not listed. He's going to be around minus 275, and Genah Fabian at plus 455. So definitely some good money to be made on this card. Overall, I'm excited for it. Some late additions with Kyron, Bowen, and Magomed Umalatov is what it is. Should be a decent fight. The odds are there. If you maybe want to add Umalatov, I think he is probably a lock, but at minus 700. If you're looking for a big parlay to play, obviously put him down. But if you're looking for smaller ones, maybe skipping on him. I mean, at the end of the day, Kyron Bowen still has a fighting chance here, and he was just recently on Dana White's Contender Series and lost to Colin Huckbody, who's a pretty decent fighter, man. Hey, man, enjoy PFL's Embedded, Rami. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate everybody who tuned into this live stream. Apologize about the few moments of silence early on when the mic wasn't plugged in. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe. The goal on this video, looking for 75 likes. I know we're going to hit. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. We'll be back at you live with PFL full card coverage tomorrow, and I'll also be back at you live with the Bellator weigh-in recap. We got live streams coming every night this week, so you guys gonna be watching me live very consistently because we're going live tomorrow, and then we're going live the next day and the next day. Or you're gonna see me live pretty much 5-6 days a week at a minimum from now on. I love going live. I like the live interaction. It's honestly a really good time to be able to comment on the live chat as I go through the predictions and the betting odds and whatnot. But that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. As I said, 75 likes is the goal. Smash the like button. Shout out Chronic, Rami, martial arts fan, Max Brandt for donating earlier. You're the man, martial arts fan. You're a good dude too. I appreciate you. You got those parlays locked in. All of you, good luck on your bets. Let's hit big this week, guys. We're gonna cash in nicely, and I do think that there's some very, very good money to be made on this PFL card. So use some of the parlays I listed. Obviously, the Goltsov fight, you're gonna have to see what your bookie has it at, but he's a lock too. So bring Goltsov down. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. 75 likes. Let's hit it. Thank you all so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.